Greetings, friends. It's Pat at Dancing Moon Travel, and we're here with another episode of Let's Talk Travel. We're very excited. We're going to be talking about a destination that is very it's actually burgeoning in popularity over the last few years, New Zealand, and there is a reason why, and we're going to hear a lot of those reasons today. We're welcoming Kumar Swarminathan. I got it, I hope, right. And Kumar and I connected at Cruise World last week, and that, folks, there is a reason that I go to these events, and this is exhibit one because every year I connect with one or two fabulous providers that just we're so happy to bring on board as partners going forth. And we have already, Kumar, got somebody booked with you.
Yes.
for a tour, and I was so excited to have that resource for them. I just immediately jumped on it as soon as we got back. Kumar, could you just start off? And I always like to just start our chats with telling our listeners what exactly you do, a bit about yourself and your path into the travel industry.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you very much, Pat, for having me on your Let's Talk Travel show. I'm really privileged and honest. And I'm right now in Chicago, talking to you from Chicago while I'm traveling in the US. So that's it. But thank you very much. And a bit about me is I started Experience Limited 11 years ago when I fell in love with New Zealand so much that I've been living in New Zealand for 21 years, and I moved from California to there. But I was always in the IT sales and IT technology sales area. But then I traveled so much within New Zealand, I fell in love with it. I decided I must do something about it. And I said, why not I sell the beautiful country that I live in to the rest of the world? And that's how I began that. I didn't have any travel background before that. But
and
I learned a lot.
Your company is XperieNZ. That's XperieNZ.
Yeah.
Premium New Zealand Experience.
Yes. And it's a play on the word experience and New Zealand. So that's how I named the word. And
yeah, because you've got the NZ at the end, which is New Zealand.
Yes. And experiences were all a play on the word experiences.
Yeah, very good. And so, Kumar, you've been doing this a few years now, and
Yes.
tell me a little bit. Who is your target market with your company? As you say, premium experiences. So it's
Sure. My target, because I focus a lot on, the kind of holidays I like or vacation like to plan for people are experience oriented, where people like to experience a country and not just travel for sake of traveling or ticking the box. So I work with so the target market for me would be almost any range group, as long as they are adults who want to experience not necessarily adventure, but experience meaningful travel and understand what is slow travel, and that's so. But largely because of that, I tend to have people who are plus 50s as most of my clients, because of that, because they are the ones who genuinely have been there, done that, and now want to experience a little bit more of real experiences. So that's what
this is such a great thing, because you're talking about our client base too. We're generally dealing with most of our clientele over 50, and they're looking for authentic experiences. And so your groups are pretty much on the customized end, showing people something that's to their interest. I know that's what we did with the Mitchells. We talked about what their interests are, and you came up with a beautiful itinerary customized just to meet their specific interests. And isn't that what travel should be about anyway?
Yes. Yes.
So good. So could you just share a little bit for our next part of the interview?
Yep.
Just share some of the basics about this fabulous destination, New Zealand. Let's start with for the geographically challenged, and there's a lot of us in the U.S.
It would be. A lot of people are, I understand. So just to give you a bit of a background, New Zealand is probably from from a global perspective, well, it's the youngest land on Earth in the sense it's only 5 million years old since it came above the ocean, so to speak. Since then, it's still continuing to evolve, and even today, it's continuing to evolve. And from a geographic perspective, it's actually not very far from the United States, even though it's in the southern hemisphere on the other end of the world, because from California's side, you can travel in under 13 hours nonstop flights from Los Angeles and San Francisco. And from the eastern seaboard, from Houston, Chicago, in the central where I am, or from New York, there are about 15, 16 hours of flight direct. So it's not a, it sounds long haul, but it's actually flying forward to east. So you tend to not get so much jet lag. So
Okay.
it's great. And what can I say? It's one of the most beautiful. It's a beautiful country in a very small, far away place. So we're quite well protected, and it's a clean, beautiful country for people to visit.
And to start off here, folks, Exhibit A here.
Yeah. That's Milford Sound. It's one end of the Milford Sound where the you can see how clear the water is. So it's in the west coast of the southern island, in the bottom end of the southern island, which is called Milford Sound. There are lots of fjords there, and this is probably one of the most visited sounds by all visitors.
Yeah, pretty much one of those must-see sites
Yes,
when you're going to New Zealand. You don't want to. It's like Glacier Bay in Alaska, folks.
yes.
You don't want to go there and not see that.
It is. It is a must do visit of that place. Yes.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the climate, Kumar. What's the best time to plan a visit and so forth? What are the peak tourist times?
So the peak tourist time is basically our summer, which is December up to end of March. I mean February, but March, it extends into March. But also is also our summer vacation for schools and for Australian schools. So it's hugely crowded in terms. It's not anywhere crowded like how you would think in the US, but it's to us it's a lot of crowd because we have 5 million people as a population, and it is a popular time for everybody to come from many parts of the world. However, New Zealand is a ocean marine oriented islands, quite small, so they don't really have extremes of extreme summers and extreme winters. So pretty much I think it's 12 months a year kind of a destination, with of course some destination, some weather, some months being better than the other months.
Right. It sounds like a great, people in the north and the Midwest here in
Mhm.
the U.S. Wonderful time to go to New Zealand between December and
Yes,
March. I mean, who doesn't want to just kind of escape the snow and cold for a little while?
absolutely. Yes.
Here's another beautiful image.
Yes, and that's in the southern. Again, it's in the South Island. It's right at the top left-hand corner of the South Island on the west coast. Again, it's called. I'm trying to try and pronounce it, but it's WHA in English when it's written by Maori words is called Fa. You pronounce it as Fa. I'm trying to pronounce the right word. Whakariku Beach. It's on the beach. It's right at the top. It's a beautiful trek going through the Abel Tasman Walk, and you get there, and it's there's literally nobody there,
Fabulous, fabulous. And
even in
folks,
summer.
you can just tell. Now, we have not gone over, I'm just going to tell you, Kumar and I have not gone over these images. I pulled these images. You can tell he knows his country here because I'm just popping these up and we haven't talked about them, but he's able to identify all of these places and tell you. So he knows his destination thoroughly. Now, there is a huge planet out there and fabulous places to explore all around the world. And what are some reasons that you would say, other than great weather, that what are some reasons that you would say our viewers might want to add New Zealand to their bucket list?
So New Zealand, from a landscape perspective, you get all the six continents in a single island. I mean, a small state of island. The island, New Zealand, is about the size of Colorado State, approximately, almost the same size of Colorado State. And imagine you have six continents in that little Colorado State. You see, you got You got glaciers where you can go hike. If you're a little bit adventurous, you can hike on the glacier. Very next day, you can go to the beach and either just relax or swim with the dolphins. And the other day, you can just trek in the volcano or go into the bushes and do a high trek. So it's all six continents are there in a single country. That's what is New Zealand about. But having said that, our food scene is fantastic in New Zealand. We don't really have any native food per se. I would say as a national food, but we have our food scene is great. The people are the friendliest people you can get across, and it's just it's lovely to be there at any time of the year. Driving as a self drive is one of the best ways to see the country because it's got beautiful roads to see. The scenery changes pretty much every 50 to 80 miles.
Wow.
So these are all the reasons I think people should come because you could travel for miles in Europe and have the same. Oh, that's one of the falls in the South Island. Again, I'm trying to get the name, but it's on the east coast of the South Island. This particular one, and this is again, you'll have to park your car and more maybe walk 15-20 minutes to that. It is on the way between Dunedin and Invercargill. I just don't remember. There's several falls. This is one of them, and it's beautiful.
Wow. Absolutely stunning. And as you can see from the images and what Kumar has told us, there is so much variety and variation. Um, it's just, I can see why I want to add it to my bucket list as well. Um, and here's another image. There's a lot of culture in New Zealand.
Yes, it is. And this particular one actually is, honestly speaking, Pat, this is not New Zealand, but it's sort of the Maori culture has similar carvings, but this is not particularly New Zealand. This I think is a somebody has AI generated it. It's not a real carving.
Okay, that's sad because it's very beautiful.
Yeah,
But
it is beautiful.
yeah, we have a lot of that today. Uh, Now, I know with your business, you encounter dozens of travelers
Mhm.
over the course of any given year. Uh, is there anything that you would say that tends to surprise people when they come to New Zealand? What they didn't expect?
Okay. Yes. Often, almost everyone that comes gets surprised. One of the things that they get surprised is about the because it's a we are as well as any other English speaking country in the world. We are a modern country when you come to the city of Auckland, or if you go to Christchurch and things. But within 15-20 minutes when you leave, you're completely in the rural side, and it shocks you that wow, I didn't even think that I have so much of open space just around where I live. So, where for instance the Mitchells who are going to come, and the west coast of Auckland, which I put, is pretty much wild and rugged. And it's not even from my house where I live on the eastern side of the Auckland city, but it only takes me about 40 minutes, and that's the Auckland skyline. That's actually from my house side. This is actually from the Harbour Bridge side on the north shore of Auckland is where they're taking the picture from.
That
And
is
that's
that
only
is
the city.
stunning. So, folks, you have it all there. You saw the fjords and the beaches and the waterfalls and the more culture kind of things, and then you've got these modern cities with every kind of thing that you would expect it in a
Yes,
city in our century. And
it's good food, good lifestyle, and at the same time very adventurous, beautiful waters, beautiful sunshine.
you know, and this, I love these.
These are nocturnal kiwi birds, and these you can't. These are not so easy to see. I mean, they are difficult to see unless you go to a bird hatchery or somewhere where they have specialized kiwis that they're looking after. But in the wild, even if you do camping for many days, you may not see them because they're very shy birds. So very rarely can you do that. My daughter actually is a biosecurity consultant, and she's constantly in the wilderness in New Zealand, and she's still in so many years she's been working there. She still hasn't seen one in the wild.
Oh wow, that's something too, and you can tell also because of their coloration. I mean, they're going to blend into whatever
Absolutely.
they happen to be around. That coloring, they're just going to be very, very difficult to
Yes.
spot. Um, Now I know that you're located there in Auckland. I
Yeah.
know that cruises frequent uh,
Yes.
that that's usually a stop there, and we would usually advise our clients to spend an extra day or two or three to kind of experience that location and the culture and attractions. And so is that a good opportunity for people pre and post cruise? And are you able to help people maximize their time in
Yes,
Auckland
I
during
think.
that stay?
See, when you do a cruise, I mean, much as I know, I also enjoy cruises, but much as I enjoy cruises, if you're doing a cruise to that part of the world, you're not doing justice if you don't get and spend some time. You're not doing justice to yourself because you've spent all the time and energy and money. And, taking a few days off to actually see more of the country would really matter a lot. And I am actually, funnily enough, you said that post a pre cruise. I've got another, just like yourself, another wonderful agent from California who I am doing two couples who have decided to do a 5 day, 4 night extension post cruise.
Very good.
In fact, they're coming a few days before the Mitchells arrive, but they're doing a 5 day, 4 night. And I wanted to share that with you, but I'll share that with you later on in the email as to what I'm doing for them on those 5 days. So they loved it, and it's a premium with lots of experiences and also good time where they can get to understand what the country is. That's one. But if you do have land-based vacations, I would recommend for all travelers, if they're doing land-based, at least a 12 to 15 day is a good time to. It's not enough, but it's good enough to get the sense of the country.
And there's so much. This is
This
uh,
is in Waiheke Island and Vineyard, which is just a island off of Auckland, and it's people live there, and there's some beautiful vineyards out there.
now you are known. New Zealand has some for people who are into the wines. You are known for having some wonderful wines, I understand.
Yeah, I put together some very exclusive vineyard tours in South Island, a lot more in South than in North, because I do, especially in the Nelson region and Blenheim region, I do some which are behind the scenes, so to speak. It's where you are closed door vineyards. That means they're not open to public. So these are vineyards that are very, very exclusive, and they don't open to public at all. So there are no cellar doors, but they're closed doors. So I put together some unique vacation. These are the experiences I talk of, which I do for them.
That is wonderful, and we love when we connect with providers who can offer our clients something unique and tailor made for them. That I mean, that's just beyond belief. And I love this one too. Talk about variation.
Yes. Unfortunately, Pat, I think this is not New Zealand. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is UK, because
Oh
there's a
gosh.
place called UK, Auckland in UK, and because that stone is not in New Zealand.
Okay. I thought it was kind of weird, but again, folks, I just
That's
pulled
a
a bunch of.
castle, and that's not in New Zealand.
I thought it was kind of weird, but I saw it and I thought, oh, it said it was New Zealand.
Yeah,
Well,
no, no, it's
so much for believing what you find on the internet, folks. Uh, so uh, you said food is great. Also, you've got food, wine. Um, what about the city scenes? What kind of things would people who are more urban oriented?
okay.
What would they find in Auckland, for example?
Auckland is a really very chic urban place, right? It's modern with a lot of in the downtown. You got some great restaurants, great. Uh, During summer, there's a lot of events that happens. Some are free. You can just walk to the park, even though if you're there 2 nights. Most of the hotels that you're staying by, which are good quality hotels, you can walk to this place called Victoria Park. Most summer evenings, there's always some free thing happening, and it's really nice things. You have from concerts, You have some great museum. There's a very nice museum, Auckland Museum in the Domain, which is a park, and that museum is a very nice museum to go visit. It's got a war memorial in it. It's a it oh, the unique thing about Auckland is it is built on, literally, the Auckland has got 50, almost 50 volcanoes underneath this, in the bed, under the
Whoa.
bed, the bedrock of Auckland, because almost all of New Zealand North Island is built on volcano, and it's got 50. So you will see these little conical grass knolls here and there in Auckland, which are basically all just dead volcanoes.
Wow.
So it's
Amazing.
it's nice.
Amazing. So it sounds like this would be a great destination. I know that, couples are not always sharing. I mean, frequently you have one, the man likes the outdoors, the more
Mhm.
adventurous things, and the woman would, the wife would prefer to do, and maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the
Yeah,
woman wants to go out and go
yeah.
zip lining. I'm the more adventurous in my marriage. My husband's not. Uh, but for somebody who wants to be more active and adventurous, it's a good place for those couples. It sounds
Yes, it
like,
is.
because the person who's more interested in the cultural pursuits, they can do that, and also the adventurer is going to get their fix. So
Mhm.
I love that. So if you were going to say who all should put New Zealand on their bucket list, uh, just adventurers, what kind of?
In my opinion, everybody. I mean, I might sound biased. It's not because but I think everybody should put New Zealand in part of their bucket list, because it's quite a unique country, and it's it's unique in the sense that when you come, you're going to go back with great memories. That's the first thing. You're going to go back, and it doesn't matter whether you're an adventurer, you're an outdoor activist, or you are a person who just likes to relax and chill and not do a lot of things, enjoy beaches or quiet places. So that's the thing you get in New Zealand, and especially for a lot of Americans who live in large cities, this is this is what you would call as manna from heaven. It is really, really, really beautiful place for them to just relax and not actually engage with anybody if they don't want to, or and everybody leave them alone. So one of the nice things about New Zealand is people will leave you alone.
Well, that's unusual. Sometimes, particularly, I think of some of the Caribbean destinations. It
Mhm.
seems like you've always got somebody trying to sell you something, braid your hair, or whatever. And so New Zealand's kind of a place where everybody's respected and.
Yeah, there's personal space is highly respected in New Zealand, and they do not bother you. I'm talking so much so that, to give uh, Beyonce with her husband was there a few years back, and they were sitting in a regular restaurant in Auckland City, and no one went up to say asking for autographs or took pictures. Nothing. They just left them alone because they know that they're here for their own reason, and people leave them alone.
That is just a wonderful thing this day and age, because it's so many times in so many places people have no boundaries these
Yes,
days.
there's good boundaries in New Zealand. That's the one thing. And then, look, it's an English-speaking country, and they're very friendly people. Overall, they're extremely friendly people. All of us are very friendly, and that makes it a warm, welcoming, hospitable country.
Also, folks, take note, it is a very safe destination.
Yes, it is a very safe destination.
You guys are
It,
ranked among the top.
in fact, I was talking to someone else, Pat, about this, and given the recent trouble in the Middle East with Israel and Hamas going on, a lot of people start to feel, okay, it's not worth traveling there. So New Zealand would be a safe holiday destination for the next, as long as this war is going on for a lot of people.
Right. For however long, if you want someplace, uh, I mean, you've seen the images, folks. You've heard about this amazing destination. So just know that this is a place that you can go with total safety, and you will enjoy. just everything. And folks, Dancing Moon Travel would be absolutely delighted to help you with your trip. If you want to explore a customized trip with Kumar and getting a premium experience customized to your specific interests, you see our information going across. You can reach out to us. We have currently, there's 8 of us scattered around strategically through the USA with Dancing Moon Travel to meet all of your travel needs, no matter what your interests or where your location is. Just check out our website and give us a call, and we would love to set up a trip for you to visit New Zealand. And whether by cruise ship, if you want to cruise and then spend some time, 4 or 5 or more days, we can make that trip unforgettable for you. Kumar, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And thank you to our viewers. We appreciate you so much. Those of you who tune in regularly, thank you for your loyalty. We love you all.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Pat. Thank you so much for, thank you again for having me, and I really appreciate that. And hope to have a lot of travelers through you come to New Zealand.
That is our wish as well. Thanks again.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everybody.
Bye.